The series starts with Nara waking up and fighting with her alarm clock. She struggles to get out of bed and thinks about how smartphones connect us all, making the world feel smaller. Even though her online network makes life easier, she hurries through her morning, distracted by her phone. At school, Nara sees everyone celebrating Junyoung's birthday. She isn't interested and leaves quickly. But when she enters her classroom, everyone wishes her a happy birthday by mistake. She feels frustrated and left out because she wasn't aware of the mix-up. During lunch, Nara sits with her friends, Jia and Sowoo, watching Junyoung charm everyone. Nara doesn't care about his popularity and says so, leading to a debate. Then, they all get notifications about photos from Junyoung's party, and Nara isn't in them. Her friend suggests she post more online, especially with her old friend Seokjin, but Nara dislikes the idea and feels even more isolated. Later, Nara is asked to give a gift to Junyoung. She reluctantly agrees, but when she gives it to him, his friends tease her, thinking she likes him. Nara handles it calmly and tells him to open the gift, which reveals it's from another girl. This embarrasses him and annoys Nara. Rumors spread that Nara confessed her feelings to Junyoung. She denies it, but her classmates don't believe her until she explains the gift's true origin. When Junyoung thanks her, she gets angry and leaves the room. After school, there's excitement about an online competition called Go Heart. Nara and her friends watch it, seeing how contestants need likes and hearts to win. Sia, another student, wins with a touching speech, impressing Nara. Nara and her friends meet at a cafe to figure out how to enter Go Heart, but they don't have enough followers. A flashback shows Nara used to be popular online for her food vlogs. That night, Nara talks with Seokjin, who clearly likes her, but she doesn't notice. The next day, Nara sees a Go Heart poster at school and then runs into Junyoung in an embarrassing situation. She takes a photo of him, but he chases her and saves her from falling. Nara makes a deal. She'll delete the photo if he grants her 3 wishes. He agrees, feeling cornered. A new student, Han Choyeon, a popular Instagram model, joins the school. The student council president announces the new Go Heart season, and Choyeon eagerly participates, changing the competition. At lunch, Nara sees Choyeon fitting in with new friends, reminding her of her own past YouTube fame as Jagi. Her friends submit an application for her to join Go Heart, but Nara, embarrassed, tries to withdraw it. At the application office, Choyeon recognizes Nara as her idol, which inspires Nara to leave her application. Nara's friends cheer her up and encourage her to be Jagi again, but it brings back painful memories. To boost her online presence, Nara uses one of her wishes from Junyoung, asking him to follow her and like her photo on Instagram. He agrees, causing rumors about their relationship. Meanwhile, Choyeon goes live online, revealing Nara as Jagi, surprising everyone. A group of curious students gathers around Nara, asking questions about her childhood, which brings back painful memories of her time as Jagi. She remembers the online hate and teasing she faced for her YouTube videos. This trauma made her quit her passion and develop a strong dislike for social media. Feeling overwhelmed, Nara runs to the school office, holding her crumpled Go Heart application and crying. Just then, Junyoung appears, helps her, and takes her to the infirmary, where they start to become friends. Nara tells Junyoung she wants to join Go Heart but is scared of being exposed. He offers to help her in the competition, and together they go to submit their applications. They meet Choyeon there, and the student council president tells them that only 1 boy and 1 girl from their school can join Go Heart. The winner will be the one with the most YouTube subscribers. Nara and Choyeon start their YouTube channels to get subscribers. Nara gets upset when she sees Choyeon has more subscribers because she is already popular at school. Nara's friend Sowoo warns her about the dangers of online interactions, but Nara doesn't listen. Nara and her friends gather at her house to come up with ideas to get more subscribers, but none of their ideas work. The next day, Seokjin reminds Nara about their lunch plans, but Nara is worried about Jia meeting an online friend. After school, Nara asks Junyoung for help with a live stream at a local cafe, hoping to gain subscribers like Choyeon. Meanwhile, Seokjin meets Choyeon, and they find out about Nara's live stream. Seokjin is hurt when he sees Nara with Junyoung. Nara finishes her live stream with a small gain in subscribers but realizes she forgot about her lunch date with Seokjin. She tries to apologize, but Seokjin ignores her, leaving Nara feeling sad. Jia waits at a cafe for her online friend, but a suspicious man shows up, making her nervous. Back at home, Nara sees Choyeon's latest live stream and plans to do one too. But Sewoo arrives with urgent news that Jia is missing. Nara and Sewoo search for her. Jia's attempt to trade a rare K-pop card turns dangerous when an older man confronts her. Nara and Sewoo arrive just in time to save her, scaring the man away. Seokjin calls Nara about the live stream, and he rushes to help. Nara doesn't realize how much he cares for her. The next day, Nara gets over 2,000 new subscribers from her unintentional live stream, giving her hope to beat Choyeon. The teacher assigns a group project, pairing Nara with Junyoung and Seokjin with Choyeon. They plan to meet their partners over the weekend. On Saturday, Nara and Junyoung meet at a park to work on their project. They bond over shared stories and take many photos. Meanwhile, Seokjin and Choyeon film videos together, making Nara want to document her day with Junyoung. Seokjin feels jealous watching Nara with Junyoung. As the day ends, Choyeon faces unwanted attention from fans, and Seokjin defends her, surprising her. Nara asks Junyoung to hang out more and do more live streams with her, using her last wish. Junyoung agrees, though surprised. Back at school, Nara hurries to prepare for a quiz with Junyoung's help. Sewoo and Jia ask about her relationship with Junyoung, but Nara stays quiet. Her focus shifts to her growing subscriber count, getting closer to beating Choyeon. Nara starts getting creepy messages from someone who watches her childhood videos. Worried, she talks to her friends about it. After school, she gets another scary message from the stalker, making her rush home in fear. At home, Nara gets a digitally altered explicit photo from the stalker, who threatens to share it if she tells anyone. She cries, unsure of what to do. The next day, rumors of a fake scandal about Sia, the Go Heart winner, spread. Nara feels more stressed as the stalker's messages continue. Junyoung reminds her of their live stream meeting at a cafe. At the cafe, Nara hesitates to do the live stream. Junyoung offers his support, and Nara finally tells him about the stalker, sharing her fears and troubles. When Junyoung sees the distressing message, he is confused and suggests they go to the police. The next day, the classroom is tense and everyone is looking at their phones. When Nara enters, there is an uneasy silence. Choyeon tries to protect her from the drama, but Nara sees that the fake photos of her have been posted online. She is shocked and nearly in tears. The teacher notices her distress, making her feel worse. It turns out that Nara's stalker is Choi JiSoo, the same man who went after Jia before. His face was accidentally shown during Nara's live stream. The teacher tells Nara that the police are looking for him, which gives her a bit of comfort. As Nara, Jia, and Sewoo walk home, Jia feels guilty and starts crying, but her friends comfort her, saying it's not her fault. That night, Nara makes a YouTube video to talk about the stalker and assure her viewers she is safe. She gets a text from the school principal saying Choi JiSoo has been arrested, which makes her smile. A few days later, a classmate films everyone getting ready for their first school camp. There's excitement, and we learn that Junyoung's friend, Young-hoon, likes Nara and plans to tell her at the camp. The teacher explains the day's activities and splits the class by gender to set up camp, hinting at upcoming adventures and possible romance. As the boys set up camp, Seokjin and Junyoung overhear Young-hoon talking about his feelings for Nara and his plan to confess that night. Both feel jealous. Meanwhile, the girls set up their camp and talk about potential romances at the camp, focusing mostly on Junyoung, which catches Nara's attention. Choyeon, however, seems interested in Seokjin. After setting up camp, they all play dodgeball. During the game, Young-hoon keeps glancing at Nara, which the girls notice. In the game, Nara almost gets hit by a ball, but Young-hoon tries to protect her and sprains his ankle. Nara wants to help him to the infirmary, but Seokjin and Junyoung step in, jealous and wanting to take care of him themselves. After the game, the teacher announces a treasure hunt. The team that finds the most treasures wins. During the treasure hunt, Choyeon and Seokjin team up and share a flirty moment in an office, making Choyeon happy. Meanwhile, Nara ends up in the library and runs into Young. Despite the awkwardness, Young gives his found treasure to Nara, making her blush. At dinner, Young asks Nara to meet him at the dating stairways at midnight, a place known for successful proposals. Nara is confused but learns the significance from Jia. Later, they play a game to decide who cleans up, and Nara and Seokjin lose. They clean up together and talk about their feelings, but deny having any romantic interests. They have a funny moment when they accidentally bump heads, laughing it off. Later, they play truth or dare. When Young is asked about his crush, he jokes that he likes all his friends, making everyone laugh. When it's Nara's turn, Seokjin changes the game to avoid her answering. Young prepares to confess to Nara with gifts, but waits at the wrong stairway. Nara unknowingly goes to a different stairway and meets Young instead. Nara and Young find themselves avoiding the school guard in a romantic adventure. Young asks Nara out, but she is surprised and doesn't answer. He then suggests they fulfill her wish of spending more time together and live streaming. The next day, the school president meets with the Go-Heart contestants. Nara's subscriber count is close to Choyeon's, making her hopeful. Choyeon visits her modeling agency, where her manager stresses the importance of her winning Go-Heart. Nara tells her friends about her plan to restart her mukbang videos to compete with Choyeon. That night, Nara goes live on YouTube as Jagi, boosting her subscriber count. While watching Nara's live stream, Choyeon gets many hateful comments about her weight. Upset, she starts extreme dieting. At school, a classmate accuses Choyeon of selling fake merchandise. Choyeon discovers a student is behind it and confronts her during a live stream, which causes her to lose many subscribers. Choyeon continues her unhealthy dieting and faints, with Seokjin rushing her to the infirmary. Seokjin, worried about Choyeon's eating habits, gets her snacks. While alone, Choyeon finds out the scammer is a fellow student. She tells Seokjin, who tries to help but hits a dead end. They make a plan. Choyeon posts a photo from the infirmary to lure the scammer. Choyeon uploads the selfie, and while waiting, she falls asleep on Seokjin's shoulder. They don't catch the scammer but later find the student behind the scam. The student apologizes, and Choyeon forgives her if she fixes her mistakes. That night, Choyeon and Seokjin talk about his feelings for Nara. Seokjin denies liking Nara, but Choyeon isn't convinced. The next day, embarrassed, Seokjin avoids Choyeon. She suggests they study together, and Young joins when he hears Nara will be there. During the study session, Nara falls asleep, and Seokjin stops her from hitting the table, sparking their usual playful banter while Young watches enviously. On their way home, Nara curiously asks Jin about his dating life, unaware of his feelings for her. He defensively says he's happy with friends, but Nara holds his hand and talks about the difference between friendship and romance. Jin is moved by their conversation. The next day, Nara suggests making a mukbang video with SeoHyun and Jia, and they agree excitedly. During the live stream, they get mean comments that hurt their feelings. Nara ignores the negativity and keeps going. After the stream, SeoHyun and Jia are upset with Nara for caring more about YouTube than their feelings and leave angrily. The next day, Nara apologizes, realizing she was insensitive, and they make up. SeoHyun shares her plan to propose to a boy, and Nara supports her. However, a Go-Heart meeting notification interrupts them. Nara asks to delay the meeting but decides to join Young's live stream when she learns Choyeon is streaming, missing SeoHyun's proposal. SeoHyun and Jia are disgusted by Nara's choice to prioritize YouTube over their friendship. Realizing her mistake, Nara tries to find her friends. She sits alone, crying, remembering her failed attempts to make up with SeoHyun and Jia. The next day, Young invites Nara to hang out, and they take photos at a cafe. Two guys recognize Young as So Minwoo, causing confusion. Afterwards, Young takes Nara skating, and they have fun. When Nara gets home, she finds Seokjin waiting with lots of food, and they have a nice evening. Meanwhile, a student named Lee publishes an online article claiming Young's real name is So Minwoo and accusing him of past bullying and theft, saying he changed his name in school to avoid trouble. The next day, Nara hears students talking about Young's true identity and finds the article online. She reads it and is shocked, thinking it's not true. At school, Junyoung looks uneasy despite classmates saying the article is false. During class, his friend Young-hoon notices inconsistencies, discovering Junyoung is a year older than everyone else, which makes the article seem suspicious. That night, Nara gets notifications with records and photos from Junyoung's old school, leading to hateful comments about her being friends with him. Junyoung also faces backlash, hurting his reputation at school and online. The next day, Young-hoon confronts Junyoung, who admits to leaving his old school but avoids talking about the bullying accusations, leaving the classroom embarrassed. After the article, Nara is judged at school and harassed in the restroom until Choyeon steps in to defend her. The next day, during basketball practice, Seokjin finds evidence on Lee's phone showing he wrote the article and plans to target Nara next. He secretly takes screenshots before Lee notices, keeping the evidence safe. Junyoung confronts a former classmate, suspecting him of revealing his past, but the classmate quickly leaves to avoid being late. Later, Seokjin shows Junyoung the screenshots at the park and sees Lee nearby. Realizing he's been caught, Lee tries to run but falls, allowing Seokjin and Junyoung to confront him. Lee apologizes and agrees to remove the article from the internet. That night, Junyoung meets Nara and confesses the truth about his past, revealing he was the one who was bullied and ran away from his old school. Touched by his honesty, Nara promises to support him. Shortly after, Seokjin confesses his feelings for Nara, leaving her to think about his revelation. The next day, Nara and Seokjin feel awkward at school. After class, Nara meets SeoWoo and Jiya. At first, it's tense, but then they cry and make up. Nara tells them about Seokjin's confession, saying she only sees him as a friend. That evening, while Nara and her dad are having dinner, Seokjin joins them, making Nara uncomfortable. Her dad teases them, making it worse. After dinner, Seokjin talks to Choyeon at a convenience store about his confession. She reassures him. Later, Nara gently tells Seokjin she likes someone else. Seokjin is sad but respects her decision, and they stay friends. A mysterious person secretly takes their photos. It turns out to be a famous YouTuber named Real Issues, who uploads a video accusing Nara of using Junyoung for fame in the Go Hard competition. Nara loses subscribers and feels devastated. That night, she gets a suspicious link, thinking it's from Go Hard, but it's spyware that lets the YouTuber see her private conversations. The next day, Real Issues manipulates Nara's texts to make her look bad about Junyoung and posts them online, claiming they were leaked. Nara and her friends realize the messages are fake. Nara is scared to speak out, thinking it will make things worse. Soon after, the school president announces Choyeon as the Go Hard candidate, leaving Nara heartbroken. She goes to the rooftop, feeling very sad. The next day, Nara feels worse seeing Junyoung and Choyeon taking Go Hard photos together. She goes to the roof to cry. Junyoung finds her and confesses his feelings, surprising her. When he asks if she likes him back, Nara awkwardly says she does. They start dating, holding hands on the way home. Later, Nara hears that Real Issues has been arrested for fraud and cybercrime, which brings her some relief. At home, Choyeon learns about the arrest. The TV report reveals that her modeling agency hired Real Issues to ruin Nara's chances in Go Hard, to help Choyeon win. Shocked, Choyeon gets a call from Nara, asking to meet. When they meet, Nara is very upset. Choyeon denies involvement but accidentally insults Nara, saying she wouldn't have one anyway. Hurt, Nara ends their friendship and walks away. Someone secretly records their argument. When Choyeon gets home, she sees the video online. The comments are hostile toward Choyeon, thinking she was involved in the scandal, while Nara is seen as the victim. The next day, with Choyeon absent, the school president calls Nara for a meeting. Nara goes live on YouTube, saying that neither she nor Choyeon wants to compete in Go Hard. She says her friendships are more important than fame, and she values her happiness. The president then announces the school's withdrawal from Go Hard Season 2, surprising everyone. That afternoon, Nara tells her friends she is now dating Junyoung, and they celebrate. Worried about Choyeon, they visit her and have a meal together. Choyeon apologizes, and Nara forgives her. The next day is Nara's birthday. She walks into her classroom and finds a surprise birthday cake from Junyoung and their classmates. She is overwhelmed with happiness and cries tears of joy. The story ends with all the students taking a group photo, and Nara feels it's the happiest day of her life. So the moral of the story is don't let social media run your life, or you might end up like Nara, tangled in rumors, stalkers, and a whole lot of drama just because you wanted a few more followers. Sometimes, it's better to unplug and just enjoy your real-life friends.